took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. If you ain't a winner, then don't come round. On my way to another city, it's a touchdown. Underlay, yeah, I gotta get it in a rush now. Let them hate, try to knock me down, but we got up now. You say that you ballin', keep it real though. Hey, why I never saw you in the field though? Hey, I make it look easy, it's a field goal. I've been grinding for a minute and I'm still going. How it feel to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on,
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Let's go.
And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
At the 33-yard line.
Ready. Blue lady. That's a slip. Tie it left. Tie it left. That's ready. Hey, number 28. Mike. He's coming. Check.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Winston. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
Ready. Blue lady. Check. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Let's go. Easy. Get that ball.
1st down, Winston. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. He shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
Blue lady. White. Easy. Hey, 550. And even. Check three.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Delay of game penalty. Ships him back 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, Winston. He's got his man. That's Wallace. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 39. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did. Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Mike 20. Hey, Mike 20. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Shoot. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Watch safety creeping. Easy.
They just do get the play off. Now Winston. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though.
Check 26. Easy. It's just me and you. Let's go.
Jameis to throw it. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Coverage there by the safety, Harrison Smith.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner.
Set up. 15-9. Watch the screen. Hey, watch the edge. Wide. Get wide. Deep grip.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3.
A good solid gain there on 1st down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
7 at the 5-yard line.
Here we go. 70, Indy. Check 9. Greystone, travel.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On the ready.
57's mine. It's our time. It's our time. Hey, check 24. Check 24.
Topper.
Pop.
Hey, wahoo. Shoot.
On 3rd and 2, Fitzgerald. Tech McKinley made his way into the backfield.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The first update now from a game going on in Cleveland. And it's the Browns out to the early advantage. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports.
Here we go, even. Rush in.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
Ready. White 25. Green, triple T.
Third and short yardage, Winston. He's able to find Wallace. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
Ready. Blue lady. Easy. Mike 20. Out. Shit.
The 1st down throw for Winston. Got his man there complete to Gallup. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Check 3. Check 3. Check 3.
Jameis again. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. To the air again with Winston. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
That's ready. Blue ready. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Come on. Back. Check that set. It's coming.
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
Here we go.
1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Again, Gordon on 2nd and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. A 5-yard touchdown run as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Alert 3. General West, look at me. Zipper.
Looking to throw. Fitzgerald. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And he'll go down at the 28. Defensively, it was Avonte Maddox with a tackle. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. Well, why do you go out and spend a first-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that. The rookie gets his first interception.
Exactly right, and you're trying to limit the number of plays an offense runs. You're trying to limit the number of possessions they have. And he was a guy that I targeted coming out of college and rated very highly for his playmaking skills on defense.
And now he has his first career interception. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
At the 41-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Ready? Blackwood, he's coming. Check in. I'm here all day.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, Winston. Got his man there. It's Wallace complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A good pickup there, a 22.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on the line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy first down. Winston now. Only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10.
Tight dog. Even. Kill. Shift.
From the gun, Winston. The quick slant caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. From 21 yards away. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board.
Go 58's the mic.
They gonna need some.
You're out.
36.
Hey, Charlie. Ready?
Looking to throw again on second down. Fitzgerald looking here for Smith downfield. And got his man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10.
Undercrunch, undercrunch, undercrunch. Pilot, 64, weak. Go, go.
Operating from the gun, Fitzgerald. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Open here, Adam Thielen. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Let's go. 60 outlaw. Hey, hold it. Recon, 152 fighter.
55 to Mike.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't
Yo, go. Go, Pete Griffin.
On first down, Fitzgerald. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5.
Let's go. Interception. All day, man. Let's get this.
His guys take over first and 10 at their own 6-yard line.
Ready.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. They'll keep it on the ground again here. He's going to have the first down past the 20. There goes Melvin Gordon, the 30, 10, and he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Point after, right down the middle. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, we'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Ready? Blue ready.
Strip the ball. Strip that.
Hey, 5-0. Wait,
Gonna run again here with Pollard. And an alley to run. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
ready. Black 25 behind. Easy.
41's the mic, 41's the mic. Check 41. Here we go, D, get off the field. Check 31. Switch.
Let me go.
Now Gordon on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
At the 15-yard line.
Ready. Black 22.
41 Mike. Hey, watch the slant.
Easy. Hey. Switch. 5-0.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
And a loss of 3 to bring up fourth.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And this one is right through. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Ready up.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick, and the return stops at the 39-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Push him back. Mike, hey. Hey, I'm coming after you. Bang. 41. Easy. Rabbit. Mike 41.
Following the interception, Winston throwing deep for into a double team, and it's intercepted. Lonnie Johnson picks it. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is, just what you said, you've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Watch the eye.
Protein spill.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
Snap.
On second down, Cook. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a third down and 6 to go.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Yep. Get it.
To throw on third down. Fitzgerald. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
13
Down.
yards.
Hang too soft.
And the Vikings
6'6", pull it high.
First down, here's the run with Cook. He's got the first down here inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings! Dalvin Cook, 45 yards. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Mike Zimmer's made the decision. His guys will go for 2.
It's going to be a long day.
Hey, high 7, 5.
From the gun, Fitzgerald. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
This will be taken short.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
15 line. Greystone, travel. Hey, exit.
Check 50, check 50.
Ready?
They'll run on first down. Cook. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. On second down, it's Cook. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good gain, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Hey, Delta.
Now. I got you, pump. 58, right over there, right over there. Yeah.
Go.
On third down, Fitzgerald under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
5.
58, 58, Mike. Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. 58's the money. 58's the money. Hey,
Ready?
And now with a play clock winding down, a whistle and possibly a false start. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
This will be taken very short.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone. zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Four receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. Here's Winston. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. This is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. O.J. Howard, 65 yards. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though.
Replace the win. Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this. Mike 55. Mike 55. Hey, pick your game up. Check. 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 You go tight.
Bam! Bam!
You got tight right there. Hey.
Deep grip! Deep grip!
On 1st and 10, Fitzgerald steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. And now it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check your hot read.
To throw again. Fitzgerald. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Takk McKinley picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever.
Check the backer. Check the backer.
X3, 218, chopper.
Check mine. Check mine. Watch it, 5.
Shoot.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
Check safety.
61, matchbox lights. Bravo.
On 4th down, Fitzgerald nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Takk McKinley, and my goodness, that means this next drive will begin 4 yards from the end zone already. They come out here in the eye. Breaking the huddle, 1st and goal as the return team has set him up with golden field position. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there, and now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
They start the drive with Cook. He's got a first down and more past the 30. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. The 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 84 yards. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for two.
Look at me, zipper. Get it.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for two?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the fourth.
No, not at all, and they're trying to get something going after one there, but you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up first and 10, right at the 50-yard line. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Javon Hargrave there on the stop.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. The Cowboys on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 10. Winston now from the 50. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy first down. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now Gordon. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Excellent placement. And off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. It's like, what did they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how did they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll take this up to about the 7- or 8-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Check number 6 brings up 2nd and 4 at the 8-yard line.
Quick edge. Go.
5.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Blitz coming, and down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Hey! Oh, go!
On 4th down, Fitzgerald. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. Now the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that one.
They're down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
So this one fairly well in the bag as they take over with a 1st and goal. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.